So the auction has finally begun. Tonight we get to see the whole auction going down. It's like, there are a lot of things that can happen in this auction. I can honestly say what I want to see coming up from this is that I definitely want to see Amon. I want to see him in there. I want to see, like, you know, maybe slightly Kaneki returning. Like, there's just so much stuff here, guys, for this Ghoul chapter. So it's honestly, from the start of this chapter, we get 1 week actually before the auction, and Juzo and Hanabi are like there, and they meet up with Mutsuki, and pretty much like Juzo was like, okay, fuck off, like get out of my... And it's a kind of a weird chapter in a way, because like I guess like most people wouldn't know who Hanabi is if you actually, like, you had to read the one-shot Juzo special in the original, like, to really know what's his whole shtick and why, like, he's so dedicated to Juzo, and he's like, why so butthurt that, you know, he told him to get lost and all that. So pretty much while Juzo and Mutsuki were kind of like training and all that and learning with knives, as you know, Juzo uses knives and all that, and also uses Jason, like, and also Mutsuki uses a knife as well as a Gundam. So it's like, okay, it works, like, you know, hand in hand here, and the two sort of train each other, and Juzo teaching like Mutsuki to like say, you know, fear is kind of like a fire, and all that. You need to keep feeding it, and that, you know, you can get stronger and stuff like that. So I guess that was kind of nice. It was a lot more development and all that for what we've had for like Mutsuki. I mean, we had like a little backstory about Psycho and Shirazu. I think a lot of this building up to this auction has been giving like a lot more depth and like development to the characters. It's like, I like the recast and all that, but I think out of all of them, my least favorite is Mutsuki. So I was kind of a little bit disappointed just to like see a bit of the chapter was kind of mainly about him, like trying to deal with all stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know, I didn't personally like care for that with Mutsuki, and I was like, yeah, but I know it's needed, so it was okay and all that. But hopefully they might make Mutsuki into like a more likable character. But at the moment, Mutsuki, yeah, not really digging it. And just the whole stuff with, like, I don't know, I found it kind of funny with Hanbi, like, team up with, like, Shirazu and all that, and, like, freaking Psycho, they're just there, like, how they're, like, freaking just eating and chilling and all that, and Psycho's just awesome. She's just, like, there, like, just talking and, like, gamer talk and all that, and Hanbi's like, right, like, just out of nowhere. But surprising enough that actually he actually took him to meet Shinohara and kind of explained the situation to him, saying, like, you know, he was one of the best, and because of the whole Owl situation, this is how he ended up. And if he doesn't wake up from this like little vegetable coma state and all that he's had, then his last person that he taught would have been Juzo. And I feel like that's kind of also as well a little reminder to Juzo as well, like why he's not exactly changed so much. He's like become a little bit more serious, I feel like that, and a little bit more not like a shitty little brat and all that. And it definitely kind of, but a lot of the questions like what happened with his leg and all that, I'm really curious. Like they haven't explained about that. Like, is it actually, because if you remember, he had his leg cut off, so that's a real big question, right? Like what actually happened to that, because we saw in the end of Ghoul that it just got cut off. But I don't know, that's kind of the interesting finding. Actually seeing Toka was there in the hospital as well, and that makes me wonder, like, because there was no connection between her, like, and Shinohara whatsoever, so I doubt it went to this. What if Yoriko is actually in that hospital? Maybe like during the giant like whole like 20th ward invasion, maybe Yoriko got like involved somehow. Maybe she got hurt or something like that. Maybe throughout the time and all that she's like gotten ill or something like that, and she's just being, honestly, since we haven't seen Yoriko yet and Toka like isn't there, so I'm guessing that pretty much like that was Yoriko that she was going to visit in the hospital. That's my only guess, because we know that Hinami's like with Awagiri right now with Ayato, and it couldn't possibly be anyone else that we know and all that. Like, so other than that, like the ending of the chapter, we had like Juzo and like also as well Mutsuki, like they're now about to go and invade like that. They're now about to go in and stuff like that. So it's like for the auction meet up with, like, you know, Nutcracker, it was a good chapter in a way. It was just a lot more character development for Mutsuki, I feel. And honestly, some of it didn't feel like it needed to be dragged out. It's kind of building a little bit too much. I think we should have at least started it and all that. But it's like the ending of the chapter was like, oh no, you know, the auction begins tonight and all that. And it's like, I enjoyed it for the most part, but I think if I'm going to be honest and all that, this is probably one of the most weakest chapters of Ghoul. That not meaning that it's a bad chapter, it's just out of all the ones, I didn't get this much excitement, and it's just like, it was a build-up chapter. So honestly, I'm going to give this one like a 5.5 out of 10. It was alright, but it's like, honestly, it was just some good setup, and I don't know, mainly this, what made this chapter was just seeing the little Tokyo little theory thing there, and seeing Shinohara there, just a little sad reminder of like what happened at the end of Ghoul. But let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this chapter of Ghoul. But that's all for me, so thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.